Okay. And then, so basically I kind of have been listening to a bunch of PD and a bunch of different things and kind of piecing together what I wanted to share with y'all tonight. And so some of it you may have kind of found familiar because it's from different morning wake-up calls and different YouTube videos that I've been listening to. And since I started running again, I started listening to YouTube on my phone. Like I would just stick the start a video and then start running and just listen to stuff instead of most people listen to music, I guess. And so it would just like fill me up with all this stuff that I would be about to bust out, bust open. And so I would just start writing it down when I came back to the house. So it might not be very cohesive, but I'm going to go with it. And hopefully we can all kind of take something from it. And I know Chad. I've known Chad for a long time. Katie, I haven't known you for a very long time. But part of my story is that for the first 5 years of my full-time adulthood career, I guess, I was in ministry. And so that's part of my world. And so then when my ex-husband and I went through a divorce and I'm living in the Baptist world, I didn't really have a place in full-time normal ministry anymore. And so part of that kind of bleeds over into my coaching life and kind of gives me an outlet to put some of that energy, I guess, and calling. And so if it's cool with you guys, I want to start by reading a passage of scripture, if that's okay with y'all. And it was something that kind of stuck out to me. And it was pretty cool how it kind of fit with what I was already kind of digging into. So, and I'm going to be really weird here. This is a passage from Luke 13, and I'm going to ask you guys, as weird as it might sound, to to stand up if you can. If you're not driving, Chad, don't do it if you're driving. But stand up and bend over. So I'm going to do that too. And you're going to bend over like you're crippled, because this passage is about a crippled woman that was bent over for 18 years. So I want you to try to, as long as you're comfortable and not pulling any muscles, to bend over and until this passage is done being read. So prepare to be uncomfortable. Here we go. Okay. On the Sabbath, Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues, and a woman was there who had been crippled by a spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not straighten up at all. When Jesus saw her, he called her forward and said to her, "Woman, you are set free from your infirmity." Then he put his hands on her, and immediately she straightened up and praised God. Indignant because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath, the synagogue ruler said to the people, "There are 6 days for work, so come and be healed on those days, not on the Sabbath." And the Lord answered him, "You hypocrites! Doesn't each of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or donkey from the stall and lead it out to give it water? Then should not this woman, a daughter of Abraham, whom Satan has kept bound for 18 long years, be set free on the Sabbath day from what bound her?" When he had said this, all of his opponents were humiliated, and the people were delighted with all the wonderful things that he was doing. Okay, you can stand up. It kind of makes you really tired. And that was only like 28 seconds, right? Yeah, so this woman for 18 years was bent over. And I'm just like, I just want to straighten up and like stretch, right? So I'm wondering, like, how does that affect her? For 18 years, she was bent over and couldn't straighten up. How does it affect you just for 28 seconds? Kind of just makes me tired and want to stretch, right? We'll come back to that.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so what I want to get into is talking about your vision. Your vision is where it begins. You know, Chad, I had talked to you a couple of times earlier in the week about like how to get somebody signed up, how to do this and that and the other in this business. But ultimately, that stuff's going to come and you're going to figure out how to do all that stuff, and you're going to probably be better at it than me eventually. And you're going to know all the ropes and know what to do, and it's just going to come natural for you. But if you don't have this first piece, that vision piece, that is where you're going to fail. And that's where I think, for a lot of the months that I've been doing this, maybe I have failed this team, is because I haven't like really pushed this. I've been teaching how to do things, but not teaching how to find your vision. A very wise man once said, a man without a vision is going to perish. This is where you got to get real with yourself, right? What do you want? What do you expect from your life? It's time to raise our standards and expect the best out of our lives. There's a book, I can't even remember who wrote it, but it's about you don't have to always have the burnt toast. Like, you know, the mom is in the kitchen and she bakes, or she's like toasting bread, and she always like burns one and gives everybody else the best stuff, but she eats the burnt toast, right? We've been there. You don't always have to have the burnt toast. You don't always have to have the second best. You deserve the best, and you should expect the best. Why? Because your vision is what is going to get you out of your head and past your excuses. Your vision is where it starts. So hang on one second. My daughter's already coming in here. Yes, ma'am.
Sally was coming upstairs a minute ago.
Okay, I'll be right there in just a few minutes, okay?
I want you to do our clothes.
Okay, I will in just a minute. Okay. All right. Can you sit here quietly if you want to sit here? I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so your vision is going to be where it starts. I think I mentioned this to Katie on our first call together. But if you can, I would highly suggest making a vision board. And what that is it can be anything you want it to be, but some people cut out pictures, some people paint, some people color or collage or do it digitally on some kind of program. But whatever it is, put all of what you want, what your desires are for life, for this business, or for your family, for yourself, on paper. There's I can't think of his name. Brian Tracy spoke to us a couple of months ago when we hit Success Club. We were able to hear this call with Brian Tracy. He's an amazing businessman, and he spoke to the business leaders in Beachbody. And he said that 3% of the world writes down their goals and their vision, and the rest of the world works for those 3%. Because if it's not out there, if you don't write it down in black and white and like live by it and see it every day, it's just going to become a desire or a wish or a want. It's not going to be a goal. So put it out there, display it so that you see it every day. It might be a picture of your family. Maybe your vision for your life is to be able to have more time with your family. That's certainly one of mine. And so I display my vision board in my office, and I have one here I'm going to show you at the end of this that shows you, like, every single day you can look at it and be like, this is what I'm freaking working for. Like, this is it right here. Put it on your fridge, on your wall, in your office. Nothing, honey. Can you go check on them, please? Thank you. Anyway, so when your vision is strong enough, then your actions are going to happen. Because when your vision is strong enough, you're going to take the time to do your invites, do your follow-ups, post daily, like all the things that are vital in this business. If your vision's not strong enough, those things are going to falter. But if it's strong enough, you're going to freaking take action and do some stuff and build your business. When people don't find success in this business, it's not because they're lazy. Sometimes we can be lazy, obviously. Sometimes we can be busy. But the most of the time, people that don't find success in this business isn't because of those things. It's because they have a lack of vision. So tonight, if you have something to write with, what is it that you want? Go back to that. Every day I look at this vision board and I'm like, this is what I'm working for. This is why I get up a little earlier, or I stay up a little bit later, or I go take a bathroom break at work and get on my phone and send some invites really quick for 15 minutes. And maybe you don't even know where to start with that. So here's some questions that might prompt you to figure out what it is. The first question is, what do you believe and what's at your core? The second one is, what do you stand for? What is your wildest dream? What makes you cry? What breaks your heart? What keeps you up at night? What worries you? Some people are driven by a worry. Maybe they might be really worried that, their kids aren't going to have this or that, or their life isn't going to look like this or that. What makes you truly happy? What brings you joy? What brings you passion? Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? And what does your life look like? What do you want your life to look like? Those are the questions that prompted my vision board. And so the reality check here is that your feet are going to follow your mouth. The power of life and death is in your mouth. So don't say, if I am successful in this, I'll do this. Say when. Oh my goodness. Come here. Don't say, I hear a lot of people. Come here. Hang on. Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
Say hey. I hear a lot of people that say hey. Say hey. I hear a lot of people that start in this business and they say, I need y'all to be quiet or go in the den, please. They start in this business and they decide, I'm going to be really consistent for a month or two. Hang on 1 second. Come on.
Was doing my cloth.
Come here, baby.
My apologies, y'all. Paw Patrol is going to save the day. Okay. All right. So I hear a lot of people that say, I'm going to try this out and see if it works out. That's probably not the best thing to try, because if you try it out and it doesn't work for a month, you're going to quit. That's just the bottom line. But if you start it with a vision and say, I will be a successful person in this business because of these reasons or because of this vision that I have for my life, you will be successful, because that vision is going to lead to action and you're going to be a successful coach. Speak it. Tell your spouse. If your spouse doesn't already know what your plans are and what your vision is for your life, talk to them. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Tell your coworkers. Tell your team. What is your plan? What do you have for your goal for this life and for this business? Because it is so easy to go through life and just survive and just live every day to be like, oh my God, is it 5 o'clock yet? Oh my God, is it Friday yet? Oh my gosh, is it time for vacation yet? Like, it is so easy to live life like that and just stumble through it and have no vision and no passion for your life. But how much more enriching and fulfilling is it if you have these desires, that you have these goals to work for, and you have something to look forward to that is pushing you and making you better every single day? I know when I first started, just as a challenger, I didn't start as a coach. I started at 21 Day Fix. I was tired of seeing my body looking like it was. I wanted to change. I wanted to lose some baby weight. I wanted to feel good in my skin again. And that vision for my physical self was what propelled me to eat clean and exercise, even though I was sore and I didn't freaking want to tonight or whatever it was. Like, I spent the $140 and I was like, I'm going to do this because I want something better for my body. The same is true with coaching. When I decided to sign up as a coach, I wanted to get my Shakeology paid for. Okay, that's an expense. We don't have a whole lot of money that's extra right now. I'm going to coach, help a few people, and pay for Shakeology. Well, I decided to go for it like 100%. I'm going to freaking do it. And so I did. And then I realized, wow, I've already paid for Shakeology and it's only the 10th of the month. Like, I could do better than this, So I made a new goal, and I was like, I just want to get a couple $100 extra a month to help with such and such bill, because how those electric bills go up in the summer and you're just like, oh my gosh, where did all our money go, you know? So I'm like, okay, a couple $100 a month, I can do that. And then not too long after I was coaching and really pushing myself, I was already doing that. So I'm like, okay, I got a new goal. I'm going to put my kids through private school because I don't want them to go to the public schools in this area. So here we go. Like, I'm going to kick my own butt and I'm going to make $800 extra a month so I can put my kids in school next year. And that bill starts in August. And about the end of May, I was like, holy moly, babe, like, this is happening. I'm making enough to do this. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to go home from Nucor and I'm going to spend my life with my kids because I'm tired of working 8 to 5 and coming home and hearing that they took their first steps or that they rode a bike for the first time and I freaking missed it. I'm tired of that. Like, I'm ready to go home and spend all my life with my kids. And this is going to be the avenue that I will do that. Not, I'm going to try and maybe this might work out. No, I'm freaking going to do it because I have a vision to do so. If you live your life bent over like that woman in Luke 13, how much harder of a life is that? But instead, I have this vision, which you probably can't even see. It's pictures of what I want for my life. I'm going to look at this mess every day, and it's going to propel me to do what I have to do to get where I want to be. It's a picture of a camper. I want to be able to travel and go camping and take my family on vacations. It's a picture of an eraser erasing out the word debt because I went to school for 7 years, and oh my gosh, that won't cheat, okay? It's a picture of a mom dropping off her kids at school because that's important to me. I want to be more active. Last year when my first daughter was in pre-K, my mom or my husband had to take her every single day to school because I can't physically be there and drop her off and then get to work at 8 o'clock. I can't do it. Physically, it's impossible. So somebody else had to do that for me last year, and it broke my heart. There's also a picture of my family because I want to spend time with them. There's a picture of me and my husband because it's important to me that he and I are able to share time together. He's self-employed. He works from home, and he has a lot of freedom to do that. And so if I'm home working from home, then we obviously have more time together. And then there's a picture of a clock because that's what I want. I want a freedom of time. I don't want to be on somebody else's clock. So that's my vision. That's where I want to go. And I am excited to hear more about y'all's vision and help you get there, because whether you want to do this to buy your Shakeology for free, or whether you want to do this to help some people because you've been inspired, or maybe you want to make this a big opportunity for income, I want to be here to help you straighten up, stand up, so you're not crooked and bent over in pain or in whatever it is that's entangled your life, but that you have a vision and a mission and a purpose so that you can live the life that you're dreaming of. My coach's coach talks about having a life by design. And she's only been coaching for 5 years, and she's my age. And she's retired herself from her job and her husband from his job. And the two of them live with their 2 kids. They just spent a huge amount of money in cash building their dream home on a farm, and that's their life. Like, she works her buns off on Beachbody stuff and helps, hundreds of people. She's got like 750 coaches under her. And she is such an incredible leader and inspiration. And I want to have that life. Like, oh my gosh, like, I'm ready to do this and I will do it. It's not a maybe for me. So I hope that I can help you guys kind of filter your vision and find what it is that you want to do, and let's go there. Like, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready, and let's do it. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's the end of my sermonette. So questions, comments, do you have anything you want to talk about before we jump off here? I know we've got families to get to too, so.
I don't.
Okay. You're doing
Just
good. What did he say? What did Chad say? I missed you.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
We're good. You guys are doing
I think I'm good.
awesome. Like that Emerald group that you're in, a couple of months ago, the goal in that group is to hit Emerald every month. You're supposed to try to like recruit 2 coaches every month, whether it's a discount coach or a full, somebody that wants to build a business. Recruiting 2 coaches a month is going to keep you building your business and keep you your income coming in. And so a couple of months ago, I was in that group and I hit Emerald again and I won a pair of Nikes. Like, this is no joke. I feel like I get a box in the mail all the time from Beachbody, something or other. John's like, another Beachbody box. But it's so cool how this company like recognizes you and wants the best for you. So that's a really cool thing. So I would highly encourage to like really push to be in those kind of groups that are going to propel your business forward. And then the Team Cup that starts in August is basically it's not it's a competition, I guess, across the whole of Beachbody, but it's basically like a camaraderie kind of thing. So you get in a team of 5 and you just try to hit as many Success Club points as you can, try to do as many challenge packs and help as many people as you can. And you're going to, there's prizes and all kinds of stuff with that. But it's just basically a way for you to like increase your business and help more people. So it's a pretty cool thing too. So anyway, but you guys are doing awesome. Keep up the invites, keep up the hard work of trying to find people to help and making a difference in people's lives. That is so huge. Proud of you guys.
Thank you.
All right. You guys have a great night. Thanks for jumping on here.
You too.
All right. See y'all.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.